Costa's Chris, the Chairman of Judges for the World Travel and Tourism Council Tourism for Tomorrow Awards.
Great, and can you just share with us how you became the chairman for the Tourism of Tomorrow Awards?
Well, I was involved for the last 25 years in how we can bring sustainability, guidelines, standards, and criteria into the travel and tourism industry. In 1990, I was one of the founding members of the International Ecotourism Society and helped define and give birth to ecotourism. And then around the year 2000, it occurred to us that why should just a jungle lodge in the country of Belize practice sustainability, meaning giving back to the environment, giving back to local people? Why shouldn't the entire tourism industry operate that way? Whether it's an airline, a cruise ship, a city hotel, right on down to a lodge in a national park.
So what brings you to WTTC this year, and more specifically, besides Tourism for Tomorrow, what else do you hope to gain at this year's summit?
Well, for me, very specifically, what's important about this summit is the discussion on how our industry can be sustainable, not only in the context of viable business, so there's economic growth, but how this industry can become a catalyst for protecting cultural and natural heritage and supporting the social and economic well-being of local communities. This is fundamental to the tourism industry. What we're seeing today, right now, in the global travel and tourism industry is a change in the values of what quality means. So for example, when we think of a tourism holiday, we think of quality as a great room with a view, fantastic food, wonderful guest services. But right now we're in a paradigm shift in the global industry in which sustainability, meaning environmentally friendly practices, and protecting the places we visit is now seen as a quality indicator alongside those other standards.
Great. As the WTTC points out, good performance on sustainability is becoming more closely linked to good business performance. Is this a statement that you can endorse, and what specifically are you doing to power sustainable growth?
Well, there's absolutely no question that we are now seeing a direct correlation between those companies that are committed to sustainability increasing their bottom line. For example, the global financial firm Accenture, October last year, issued a report, Can Doing Well Really Do Good? Meaning for the business bottom line as well as for the planet. And what they found was very interesting. They looked at the global Fortune 1000 companies, and they found that those companies that had sustainability programs built into their business profile, meaning how they're protecting the planet and et cetera in terms of giving back to these places, outperformed not just in some cases their competitors that hadn't embraced sustainable tourism, in every single case across the board. In other words, if we practice sustainability in our business model, we are seeing a greater return economically. And I think that's a key message for the travel and tourism industry to hear.
It sounds like you're very passionate about this subject.
I'm very passionate about it because I have seen, I think all of us out there, have probably been to a place that we went on holiday and perhaps we went back years later and visited it and we thought, gee, I remember when it was beautiful, I remember it was unspoiled. It doesn't have to be that way. We can go on holiday and come back to places and say, it's still beautiful, it's still wonderful. And in fact, many of those places still exist. And it's the responsibility and the imperative of the travel and tourism industry to ensure that it's protecting the very places we love to go to on holiday for future generations.
Now, can you tell us a little bit more about the Tourism for Tomorrow Awards and the process behind being nominated and how these candidates are selected to win these awards?
First of all, the Tourism for Tomorrow Awards are World Travel and Tourism Council's accolade to recognize the leaders in the industry today that are ushering in a new vision for tourism tomorrow. And that vision, as I've mentioned here, is embracing this notion of how we can have people, profit, and planet in an equal equation, all doing well as a result of responsible business practices. Now, the way the Tourism for Tomorrow Awards work is we get nominations and award applications from all around the world. This year, we had 200 companies submit, and they were narrowed down to a group of 12 finalists and 4 winners. Each of those finalists and winners are recognized by the World Travel and Tourism Council as being the leaders on the frontier today of a new growth in our industry in which best practices and sustainability are leading to the future of tourism as a profit and economic development strategy as well.
Great. Uniting the travel industry to address important issues and challenges is a key focus of the World Travel and Tourism Council. Is this a realistic goal or easier said than done?
I would say it's a realistic goal, and it's hard. I mean, that's the reality. The issues we're talking about here, whether it's how to bring sustainability into our industry and environmental best practices and such, these are challenging issues. You know, for a long time, businesses didn't focus on it. So I think forums such as the World Travel and Tourism Council address those challenges, look at how we can find answers, and when we recognize the leaders in the industry, we're not just giving them an award, which is a wonderful thing to have, but we're also recognize them as blazing the trail that others will be able to follow on what is a difficult but essential journey.
Well, on behalf of Breaking Travel News, we thank you for your time and wish nothing but great success to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.